Welcome to my YouTube channel.
Hello, dear learners. Throughout the history of a human being, human has suffered many diseases, many terrible diseases, very weird diseases. Some of them were very dangerous that they wiped out the generation and tribes of human being from the earth. Many remained silent killer and they are still existing in the world. Diabetes is among one of them. Diabetes or rising of glucose level in the blood is a man killing, silent killer of the human being. According to World Federation of Diabetes, the approximate quantity of diabetes patient in China is 141 million peoples. The Pakistan is not lying so far behind. 30% of population of Pakistan is suffering from diabetes. Every 30 out of 100 are suffering from this disease. There is a natural process inside our body that maintains the glucose level, that keeps the glucose level inside our body balanced, but somehow there is dysfunction, there is a problem in that system that cause the diabetes in human being. So let's discuss in today's topic how diabetes happens, how it can be controlled, what are the possible measures to control the diabetes. Dear learners, an organ lies inside our body behind the stomach, a leaf-shaped organ that is called pancreas. Pancreas is around about 6 to 10 centimeter long and 2.5 to 3 centimeter broad structure, yellowish structure lying behind the stomach. It performs the function of both exocrine as well as endocrine. 99% of function of pancreas is exocrine, means it releases the hormone through the duct into the small intestine where it performs the digestion. But 1%, only 1% of function of pancreas is endocrine. If we see the structure of pancreas, there lies two kinds of cells. One cells are called acinar cells. These are the cells of exocrine. They perform the function of exocrine. They release the hormone. They perform the function of digestion inside the small intestine duodenum. While there are another kind of cells called islets of Langerhans. These islets were discovered by Paul Langerhans, a German scientist. After his discovery, we named it the cell islets of Langerhans. These islets of Langerhans release the hormones of endocrine system. There are three kinds of cells in islets of Langerhans. One are called alpha cells, second are called beta cells, and third are called delta cells. These cells release some kind of chemicals, we call it hormones. The hormones of pancreas are protein based. Secretion of islets of Langerhans: alpha cell secrete glucagon hormone, beta cell secrete insulin hormone, and delta cell secrete somatostatin hormone. The function of glucagon and insulin are opposite to each other. What they do inside our body? The function of glucagon is to maintain the glucose level balance in the bloodstream. If the glucose level drops down, decrease down, what glucagon does? It triggers the liver. If we are not taking glucose, then it triggers the liver. It brings back the stored fats. It says to stimuli the liver to bring back the stored fats and convert the stored fat into the glucose, so that our body balances the glucose level and energy can be provided, continuous energy can be provided to our body. This bringing back of glucose into the bloodstream is called glycogenolysis. Insulin hormone, when the glucose level increase in our bloodstream, what it does? It removes the extra glucose from the bloodstream, sends it to the liver convert that glucose into the fat and store into the cells and tissues of our different body parts. This picture is simple depiction of how insulin works inside our body. Glucose is fat insoluble substance. It does not move inside the cell without carrier. It needs a carrier. So on the cell membrane there is a carrier that allows the glucose to move inside the cell. That carrier opens up allows the glucose to move when there is insulin available. So insulin opens up that glucose channel. While if there is no insulin available, then glucose channel are closed and glucose does not move inside the cell. The cells do not take the glucose and the glucose gets accumulated into the blood. That's how we become diabetic patients. So there are two conditions. One is hyperglycemia, means high amount of glucose. The insulin is activated. Other is hypoglycemia, meaning less amount of glucose in the bloodstream. Then the glucagon is activated. We are continuously taking glucose inside our body, not leaving any occasion of eating the food. We do eat too much food, do not exercise, remain quiet and inactive for a long period of time. So glucose keeps depositing inside our body. Let me answer the question, how diabetes happens. We become diabetic patient. If the insulin is not releasing inside our body, the glucose keeps accumulated in the bloodstream. That condition is called hyperglycemia. And if this continues for the long period of time, the condition is called diabetes mellitus. Diabetes mellitus is very harmful. The normal amount of glucose in the bloodstream is about 80 to 100 milligram per dl. But if it rises, then it may be the starting point of that disease, diabetes. Around about 125 mg per dl is acceptable, can under control or can be controlled. But if it rises from 125 mg per dl, then the condition is called diabetes. Diabetes is very harmful. It affects almost all organs of the body. It affects our heart, lungs, eyes, kidneys, every organ of the body, if remained uncontrolled for the long period of time. So if our pancreas is not releasing the insulin, then it can be artificially injected. Artificial insulin is made by scientists through the use of bacteria. This is a typical process of making insulin from the bacteria. We will discuss it in another topic. Insulin can be injected in form of injection or in form of tablet that decrease the glucose level in the bloodstream for short period of time. But problem is here that if a glucose is not dropping or insulin is not naturally secreting our body and secreting inside our body, then we take artificial insulin. But this is not the proper solution of this disease. Possible reason of diabetes are intaking more food with cholesterol, the deposition of cholesterol. When we become too much fatty, we get too much obese and do not work long time. Inactivity may cause